So today we're going to talk about a movie based on a video game that comes out in April. And no, it's not this one. Until Dawn, the movie, is set to release this week, and I just wanted to look back at its production history that feels refreshingly pleasant, considering the last few movies based on video games have felt like production nightmares mixed with awful, awful choices that have either pissed off fans or pissed away millions of dollars that could have been used for something else. But before we talk about the movie, let's talk about the game. Released in 2015 for the PlayStation 4, Until Dawn is an interactive game that has similar gameplay to the likes of Heavy Rain, Detroit Become Human, and Beyond Two Souls. Players control 8 different characters who must survive the mysterious Blackwood Mountain, with every choice dubbed the butterfly effect system that could impact the story and the fate of each person. Oh, and death is permanent, with the game's narrative continuing and adapting without those characters, leading to branching and different outcomes that leads to multiple playthroughs. The game was a sleeper hit and led to spin-offs, a spiritual successor, a remake, and a movie announcement. Fast forwarding to January 2024, PlayStation Productions, responsible for these adaptations, and Screen Gems Productions, responsible for these movies, announced an Until Dawn movie for 2025. In a sort of horror reunion, screenwriter Gary Dauberman and director David F. Sandberg were signed on to the film, with the script originally written by Blair Butler, whose last film was The Invitation. Sandberg and Dauberman's last movie together was 2017's Annabelle Creation, which was critically and financially considered the better spin-off film from the Conjuring universe. In addition, Screen Gems reported to Hollywood Reporter that the movie would be a love letter to the horror genre with an ensemble cast. Principal photography started in June 2024, with the film wrapping up production in October of the same year. We wouldn't hear much more about the movie until Sony gave us a special look in January with Sander, Dauberman, and Peter Stormare, who voiced Dr. Alan J. Hill in the video game, followed by a trailer in January 16, 2025, where we finally unveiled that the movie is nothing like the game. Remember when I said the movie had a pleasant production with some pretty solid talent behind it? Well, this is the unpleasant part of the whole story, and a controversy that could likely impact the film's performance. The Until Dawn movie is not only taking place not on Blackwood Mountain, but is its own story with a unique premise that sort of contradicts with the gameplay of the original game. Instead of death remaining permanent for the group of survivors, every time they are killed, their lives are all reset and are given only a few chances to continue coming back, with each reset having them have to deal with a different horror genre scenario. A great premise with a cherished IP's name. Can you imagine how well that went online?
That literally had nothing to do with the plot of the game. That, like, if you have never played
This really
the game
is
and you're
nothing
watching
like Until
just the
Dawn,
trailer
huh?
reactions and stuff, that's
So a
literally
new
not
trailer
the
for the
game.
new video game adaptation Until Dawn has just been released. This film is scheduled for an April
I play games once and then kind of like
25
move
of
on to the
April, I
next game. I
think,
played Until
in
Dawn like 4 times.
2025.
I
So many
love this
25s,
game.
my gosh.
Sandberg, having come from a YouTube background as a shorts filmmaker, is pretty good with responding to criticism of his work and explains much of the reasoning behind why Until Dawn doesn't follow the game beat by beat.
Where did that discussion start?
Well, it happened before me. I thought it was a great idea to do because, the movie or the game is already a movie. It's the most cinematic game that I've played, the closest thing to a movie. So it felt like doing the exact same thing would be just cutting out 8 hours of stuff and condensing it into a movie and removing the interactive stuff, and that wouldn't have been as interesting to me.
Isn't it great that we are living a time where a Sonic the Hedgehog movie franchise and a Fallout series all exist as successful mainstream entertainment? But what do they all have in common with the Until Dawn film? They took risks. Sonic risked their original film design of the Hedgehog with a delay of the first film to please fans, while Fallout created a unique story not based on any of the original games. Yet with the talent and production team they had, they were able to make something new and garner further interest on the games they were based on. Meanwhile, the Borderlands movies and Minecraft movies stacked a huge budget with huge stars and attempted to cater to everyone while catering to no one. And the problem is, they couldn't truly capture the game's spirit and narrative without coming off as a pandering imitation or a commercialized mess made to sell toys. Until Dawn does at first look like an interesting movie idea that slaps on the name of an existing franchise, but the spirit and understanding of what made the game fun and translating it into a film is an approach that makes sense considering that the game is pretty much a 10-hour movie. Not to mention the cast is a group of fresh talent, it's clear that the approach for the Until Dawn movie is small and a risky venture that wants to succeed on its own merits and expand on a franchise in different ways rather than give us the same thing that we could already play in video game format. If successful, we can only imagine what new ideas we can get from other video game film adaptations that follow this approach. If a failure, we can only expect more stuff like this.
Sounds like a fart. It was like, frink. No, next question.
All right. If you guys could explain the Minecraft movie in 3 words, what would you say?
This is what I do.
Exciting. Hero. Heroism. Adventure.
Good. That's 3. No, that's 3.
Okay.
Exciting, heroism, adventure. I'm going to take out